Good evening. There's some very that I have realized, and all this self help, this self development, all of this stuff. It's just absolutely feminine programming, and I'm not going to say who or where it comes from, but this stuff is just, oh my, she's blowing kisses at me because she knows because I'm about on some shit. This stuff is feminist programming. All the Tony Robbins, the Joe Dispenzas. Open your heart. Open your heart. You need to open it. Just connect to love. Connect to love and you'll be above. What is going on there? Damn. Anyway, this girl was I won't get into that, but this is crazy because right when I started talking about this, I got all these chicks just freaking hearting and commenting on the platforms I'm talking about with this just absolute feminine crap that is being pushed on men. And so I just started taking this away from my body and my essence because 6 years I spent doing all this ancestral plant medicine healing and reading all the books about emotions and learning about chakras and all this stuff. Did all of this stuff help me? Yes, absolutely. Did I become more in touch with my emotions, which has actually helped me become a better man? Yes. But there's a lot of stuff that I'm shedding right now that's like, holy crap, that no longer serves me and it doesn't serve any man. And ultimately that is spending a shitload of money to go watch another man on stage talk about opening your heart. So what I see is these industries, these self-help, self-education, self-development industries, they make a lot of money off of trying to train the feminine, and it's a feminine, I don't even know, construct to go and spend a bunch of money to have someone tell you how to live your life. And this is why a lot more women are interested in doing therapy than men. A lot more. And this is why you go to the Balkans, you go talk to the Greeks, you talk to the Albanians, you talk to the Russians, and they're way more masculine. They're just like, yeah, not doing any of that stuff. That's girly as fuck. And it's really funny because now we have these whole industries where people are spending tens of thousands of dollars to go meet with Joe Dispenza and essentially be told you should only ever think about positive thoughts. If you just think about positive thoughts, you're going to get everything. You're going to get. Well, you know what? I don't think Alexander the Great ever read any book about self-development. Sure, did he read mysticism and stuff like that? Yeah. Did he learn how to transmute stuff? I'm sure he did. I'm sure he had some more feminine guy who learned a bunch of stuff in a library teach him all. But at the end of the day, he went for it, and he learned through getting his hands dirty. And there are many other examples of this in history, but my dad, just being around him and clearing all the bullshit I had, which actually required me doing some feminine stuff, allowed me to come back to the most masculine thing that you can do, which is have compassion for other people. And when I found compassion for my dad, my relationship was restored with him. That's where the real masculinity comes from. It's compassion. And so all this feminine stuff is trying to teach you to manifest and to feel things. Well, all you got to do is have compassion. Oh man, have compassion for yourself and stop beating yourself up so much that you will have everything you want. With God, God is the divine masculine. That is direct source to everything you could ever want as a man. That and your father, having respect for your father and your grandfather, regardless of if you don't like their decisions, you decide to make a choice to say, hey, I may not have a good relationship with my dad, but he came before me and I will respect him for that. And whatever he has done in the past, I will forgive him for and I will have compassion for. And I choose out of my own divine masculinity and essence to make a conscious choice to do everything I can to restore this relationship in good faith, starting in the now. You do that, and your relationship with your dad will be completely different because he'll respect you from such a place of admiration for who you are that he'll have no choice but to just be your dad, and you'll have no choice just to be his son. And through that, you restore your masculine codes. And through that, you no longer become a target to all of these people trying to sell you courses and online education and business owners telling you that you're not a man because you don't have the same car as me. You're not a man because you don't have the same amount of money in your bank account. And a lot of these guys are selling you on these super feminine topics because no man in their right mind would ever go study those things. So it's brand new, and that person can actually take the whole industry over. They can become an industry giant because now they're selling something that no man would ever do, which is a bunch of feminine yayu woo-woo stuff. Does some of this stuff work? Yeah. Is there inherent value in some of it? Yes. Are there esoteric principles and concepts that came from very aligned books? Yeah. But at the end of the day, just be a man. Realize you have balls. That's why a lot of my videos I put just remember you have balls. We're getting those hats made. Make balls big again. They will happen. That is what we need. We need men with big balls walking around, reminding people that we have fucking balls. Like, do you really think that society is going to be a place where a bunch of people are driving around in these freaking ball frying cyber trucks that I'm looking at right now, and all these people are just allowing government control over everyone in whatever way, shape, or form? If guys have big balls, that's just not going to happen. Like, good luck with that. Yeah, you want to take my home? You want to tell me I can't put another house on the property I just bought that has 40 acres? Yeah, good luck with that. Like, we need more people walking around with masculine authority, telling people, oh yeah, no, you think you have authority over me? Cool, good luck. Yeah. Yeah, that is the essence of being a man. And this is what we need in order to restore the feminine. The feminine cannot feel safe when men are acting like them. The amount of guys I know that have gone to Joe Dispenza retreats and they're all like trying to look for their girlfriend and their wife at this super feminine retreat, and they're talking like them and they're acting like them and behaving like them. And the funny thing is the women are like, oh yeah, this guy's really cool, but they're not turned on by him. Why? Because the guy's not being a man. the guy literally paid for the same ticket as the girl, and it's not to go watch a concert where the concert singer is turning on all the girls and then the guy just goes and cleans up. It's like, oh yeah, no, you're healing too. Ooh. Open your lower chakra. Open your chakra and give me all your money. I'm going to take away your security with my hypnotic voice. This stuff is all over the place. All over the place. I fell for it many of time. Many of time. Many of time. I had a whole entire storage unit full of books with all this stuff in it. And it's funny because I'm not going back to that storage unit, so I'm just going to give it away. And I'm looking at half of these books and I'm like, oh yeah, no wonder why you were acting like a little girl. No wonder why you were afraid of women. When you become a woman, then you're just like, oh yeah, no, I don't really have the polarity to attract women. It's hilarious how that works. And then I just spend not even a month, like a month and a half with my dad with the relationship restored, and there's no issues. I just become a man again. My balls grow back. It's like, oh wow, yeah, you spent all of high school, all of middle school, pretty much all of college with just pretty much a relationship. I spent most of it with just a relationship with my mom, and had a different view of my dad, and it created a repellent to where I couldn't actually get his wisdom from him because I was pushing him away. And so that created all these problems for me. And then I get into all these cults. All these little cultural things where people are just running around paying authority figures for these things. Like, I'm a health coach, right? I help people with their health. But I don't tell anyone that I am going to heal them. I've completely stopped that. The book that I used to sell, I actually took it off the shelves so I can change the verbiage, because I don't do that anymore. There's none of this crap related to pedestalize me and feel small about yourself. No, I'm going to put you in your power, and I'm going to remind you who you are. You're a God-given man and a God-given woman, and you have divinity within you. You do not need to make yourself smaller because you're paying someone to support you. You're paying someone as the CEO of your own health. So they're your little bitch as far as I'm concerned. I'm not your little bitch when you hire me because I'm in my power, but you're the CEO, baby. Like, you can fire me at any time and you can tell me to fuck off. And I'd actually give you a pat on the back for it. Be like, good job, you're in your power, if you're in your power. If not, I'd be like, oh, that's a little off the cards here. Like, let's reel it back in. But with all that being said, most people are completely outsourcing their own self-worth to all these other people, thinking that it's going to give them the keys to the kingdom. The keys to the kingdom are within your soul right now. You just got to go inside. And are there tools I can give you to get there? Absolutely. But it's really troubling because I've warned people about outsourcing their power to other people, and like, oh yeah, be careful, be careful. And my dad says no good deed goes unpunished, and I was like, I don't want to believe that. That's just going to put negativity into my mind. And it was from a feminine place. From a masculine place, it's like, oh yeah, no, don't do that. don't don't go and extend your neck for someone else to try and do a really good deed when they're not even going to listen to you. It's a waste of fucking time. So all these things that my dad tried teaching me in the past, now I'm getting all of them. Just boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. There's all truth to this. And ultimately at the end of the day, this societal based system that we're living in right now in this digital age is extremely feminine. And we're seeing it time and time again with how much things are being stripped from how they were. And I'm not saying things can't change, because growth is ever present in nature. And who knows, we might just our population might just keep cycling in periods of very high level technology and then back to the Stone Age. Who knows? Something knows. I know that for a fact. God knows. But with that being said, this reality that we live in right now, the 3D, regardless of if we're meant to change, I do not believe that we're supposed to just completely strip our polarity as men and women. It's crazy. I went on dating apps the other day. I deleted it within 12 hours because I was like, this is absolutely knockers. There's no one like holding a standard for how men should be. It's like, if my dad, I was talking to him about this today, but if he was the dad of another kid, or let's say he was the dad of 10 guys, and they're all like, all those kids are going on dating apps, he'd just be like, what the fuck are you guys doing? He's like, you can just like raise your eyebrow and get a girl turned on. It's like that shit. And I'm like, oh yeah. No wonder why I was outsourcing my power before. I didn't know any of this. But if you're around a strong man, and you have the humility to listen to that man, regardless of thinking that, oh yeah, I'm a man too, and like, pay attention to me. When you just let your father tell you how life is, at least from his experience, and I know there are some simpy ass fathers out there, but even then, you can learn some shit from them. When you actually listen to your dad, and you listen to other men, and you just put aside that little thing that says, oh yeah, I'm trying to prove myself to you, you will learn a lot of shit that you did not know, a lot of shit you did not know. So there it is. Yeah, I'm on a tear right now. There's some really interesting shit in the ether just regarding masculinity, and there's this little crippling devil that's sitting on everyone's shoulder, where just no one is saying anything. I was on this call today. It's really interesting. There were three guys in the chat, and It was on X, actually. I had no idea why I popped on the call. I saw it. I never go live. I went live. I jump in and I'm listening to this guy just for like 30 minutes. And the guy who was hosting the call, he did a good job. The only room for improvement that I would bring up is he was supplicating, and he wasn't aware of it, but he was supplicating in the fashion of like every time he would give his essence, it was like, well, there's no judgment, and he was really trying to layer this softness to it, and that's not actually what we need at all. Like the guy who he was talking to had been in combat and hand to hand got stabbed, and like that guy, as much as he probably had to heal his body, he's a strong man. He can take it. He can take whatever you tell him. The dude got stabbed before, so so I'm on this call. And about 30 minutes in, I'm just sitting in the pocket listening, and I just hop on the mic. I'm like, hey, you mind if I jump in here? And I just told the dude, I was like, man, you got stabbed in the heart and you're still alive. And you're over here. I heard you probably 6 times in the last 30 minutes talking about your brain, about your head. Oh, food for thought. I'm like, you know what the real problem is, man? And he goes, what? And I go, the problem is you're thinking too much. You got big enough to get stabbed and it still stays. Why don't you just live from that spot? Braveheart. Braveheart this bitch. That's what people want. That's what your woman wants when you're in a relationship. This guy was having relationship issues. It was like he just lost the daddy energy. He just lost it. And and I can't even proclaim to be good at holding daddy energy in long-term relationships, because the two relationships I had that were 3 years and 2 years failed. But I have learned many a lesson from my fellow brethren. Many a lesson. In the community I'm in now, there are men who have wives, and I have learned a lot. I have learned a lot, and I've learned a lot of what not to do and what to do. I also have a father who was divorced. I have a mother who was divorced. I watched that whole thing when I was 12 years old. I have learned a lot of things about relationship dynamics, and I'm still learning many things. But the biggest thing with men is they're just fucking scheming their way out of actually living in heaven. There was a girl the other day. Her name was Heaven. My dad and I sat down, and she was talking to us, and she was with a guy. My head the whole time just talked me out of just asking the question. Oh, how long have you guys been together? I walked out of that coffee shop. I've been thinking about this chick for like 4 days because I just didn't have the balls and the heart to go, oh yeah, how long have you guys been together? My intuition was at a 90% saying that they were actually not together at all. There was absolutely no affection whatsoever. But my old self was just like, oh yeah, no, just simp it up and don't even ask the question. If the guy is her boyfriend and they're on a date together, cool. I got the answer. But that's the masculine stuff. That's the stuff when I've been to other countries, the Albanian dudes, the Greeks, the Spanish, the Brazilians, those motherfuckers, if you walk in with a girl that you've been dating for 4 years, those guys will eat you up. They will come in with another friend and they will distract you to try and take your chick. It is absolutely brutal. It is a jungle out there. And so I'm not saying go be that. All I'm saying is if you don't know how to be that, if you don't understand the dynamics that are actually at play, they will come in and they will, nah, 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 nah. It's Mr. Steal Your Girl. It's Mr. Steal Your Girl. Go listen to that song. Great song. But you do not want that happening to you. And the way you allow that to not happen to you is to be around fucking dudes that understand the shit. Like I was talking to my buddy Jake the other day, and he was telling me he was ex-military. He was telling me about just the inner dynamics of eye contact with with a woman. And he's like, yeah, dude, I will hold contact with a super hot woman for sometimes 45 seconds. And then we'll hang out and she'll be like, yeah, I was just staring into the windows of your soul. And I'm like, oh yeah, wasn't taught that. I thought you were supposed to look away. I thought you were supposed to look away because they caught you. It's like, no, no, you should hold the eye contact. This is all the shit that you only find out around, obviously, having success with women, and then before that, being around a bunch of guys who have had success with women. So it's quite funny. But yeah, let's take the balls back. I'm making those hats, make balls big again, and yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. It's got to start in America too. It's got to start in America. There was a guy that's coming to the coffee shop a couple times, and I'm just looking at him, and I'm like, I can't trust this dude. I can't trust this dude, and I'm like, why can't I trust him? He's nice, and I go, he's such a sweetheart, and I go, there it is, there it is. The thing about sweethearts when it comes to guys, there's nothing wrong with being a sweetie. I'm a sweetie pie, but the thing is with sweethearts, I'm talking about guys that pour extra sugar on their heart to reel you in. It's like putting honey in a net to try and catch butterflies, but they're doing it mischievously, and it's because they actually are weak. So these guys, they'll be super nice and kind because they were never taught that they have fucking balls between their legs. And so what you end up getting when you're around these dudes is if you have a chick that you like and they're weaker than you, they will finagle their way into trying to get that chick. And they might not even have the balls to do that, but if you better bet your balls, if the opportunity presented itself, they would go for it. Whereas a guy who's got balls and already has perceived success with women or has enough balls to have integrity, even if he doesn't have that much success with women, he's not going to go for bro's chick, or he'll have a conversation with you. Whereas Mr. Sweetie will do whatever he can to get into honey girl's pants behind your back. So that's why you can't trust soft men. They will, at the turn of a dime, sell you out to the tax man for 1%. Or maybe just so he doesn't get in trouble. Hey, Mr. IRS man, can you not audit my taxes? Says turning everyone. Yeah, we don't do that. So if you want to be around a bunch of dudes whose balls are getting bigger and who already have big balls, consider joining Ubuntu Fellowship. The application is below. It's a men's community. And that is all. Much love. Later.